But here we go. We're into the game. Game number 2. Fnatic versus Motivate.Trust Gaming. And look, personally, I'll tell you what, I would love to see a Game 3 between these two.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm a big fan of Game 3s purely because you get that back and forth and then you get to finish it
later, nerds.
But are they going to be stopped? Are Fnatic able to do a 2-0 with Raven Gyrocopter, a hero that we don't see much? Like, we talked about it in the draft, we talked about it just then. Raven's one of the only players I know that actually picks this hero.
A lot, for that matter. And he does play it well. From what I remember, he does do a great job on it. We're going to find out soon how he does perform. Of course, the hero is basically just farm, take a team fight if you need to later on, but just farm. Just do gyrocopter things. Jackie's going to be, I assume, doing the same sort of thing. The lifestealer obviously needs some items up before he can be anywhere near effective. And this laning phase even, like, he's going to be up against Forev on the Darkseer. You'd imagine the lifestealer doesn't care too much for the Darkseer.
I mean, the problem with lifestealer, you don't want to be spamming Rage just to get rid of that one creep that has Iron Shell, and then it becomes 2 creeps, and then obviously Darkseer starts to run at your head. But you can survive the lane, you obviously have that feast, you get a bit of health regen. He's better than most, but he won't enjoy this lane. You're going to probably see him quite agitated, stuck under his tower quite often. And we saw last game, he's comfortable playing behind, he's comfortable playing ahead. That was a brawly lane, so maybe this slow down AFK farm might suit them a bit better.
Run straight into Fearless. So the Void Spirit versing the Ember matchup. Now this is what I've seen quite a few times, and generally it does seem to go a bit more evenly, but I would personally say Moon should have a slight advantage just based on the fact that, you know, the Resonant Pulse can't really block out the Flame Guard of Moon. What do you think about that, Poglet?
I think it comes down to what we just saw there, right? He tried to remove the Flame Guard instantly, but he took 4 tower attacks for it. If he has to keep doing that, then the lane will be lost, but if he gets those Flame Guard removals at a pretty decent rate, then he can win the lane, because he has a better auto attack, and he has quite a nice spell kit to actually annoy the Ember. It will obviously come down to Fearless outplaying Moon. More than anything.
You see Fearless still in low HP, still top lane for Rev. Going to be there dealing with Boombell, who's just pulling the large stack away. Of course, we do see DJ. He did pull the creep wave back towards his tier 1 and tier 2 tower. And, this is something you do with the Darkseers quite a lot, right? You just want to keep splitting up where the creeps are. You want to make it very uncomfortable for Jackie on this lifestealer and make Boombell get to work. He's going to go and just start pulling creeps away and back behind his own tier 1 tower.
Yeah, definitely. I do like this, though, and it shows how much Darkseer annoys players.
Yeah.
Like, it's so clear what's happening here, and they can't stop it. Jackie can't do anything. He kind of has to just cop it on the chin. And Darkseer's been doing this for, what, 6 years? And they still haven't come up with a proper alternative to just pulling the lane out, throwing an Iron Shell on it, and just saying, come get it, really.
Of course, bot lane, you see Masaros on the off-lane Queen of Pain up against Raven. It's something you don't see too often. It does pop up here and there, that off-lane Quap. Raven probably going to be slightly annoyed he has to play against this, as the Quap does tend to dominate the lanes. But I guess as the levels go up, the Gyrocopter should be a bit safer, because you never really want to blink into the Gyrocopter.
Yeah, I mean, Fearless was doing it last game. He wasn't blinking into a Gyro, but he was blinking into what seemed like everyone else. So we'll see if it's a team motivational thing, or if it's just a Fearless gameplay. But I'm very curious to see how Masaros plays this Queen of Pain offlane.
At least Fearless does have another hero where he can just kind of get
Exactly
into a
the
team
same
fight.
thing.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see as well. Obviously, level 6 is so huge coming from that Queen of Pain. So if it's an early level 6 for Masaros, do we see him rotate and just try to body this Ember Spirit, or try to kill off the Gyrocopter in his own lane?
Find out. Cogs out from DJ, just going to push away Boombell. It's funny, actually. I was about to just bring up the fact that Jabs is actually on the Phoenix this time. They switched up these two heroes, which surprised me a little bit considering how effective Jabs was. We joked about him dying a lot, but man, he really did just win out that game for Fnatic last time around. But giving it over to DJ, giving a bit more farm and XP priority now at the clockwork. And I love myself a pos 4 clock, I've got to say.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I think Jabs plays the clockwork a bit better than DJ, but right now you need DJ to have that farm. His clockwork is exceptional as well. And I'm okay with that. Like the switch and roll, understand that sometimes you can't be the star of the show. Sometimes you have to cop it on the chin. Where this time I think Jabs is going to have a way better game. He probably won't die 15 times. He might limit it down to like 8 or 9, I feel like.
Yep.
Depends entirely on if he just suicide dives for the Curious.
Q does take the power rune down at that bot rune spot. That was the 4-minute rune going the way of the dive. It doesn't really matter, just an illusion rune. Boombill making a bit of a rotation to that mid lane as the Snapfire, but I can't really see much getting done with the Snapfire rotation. Just move his way back up.
It's an awkward hero against an Ember because he can just slight dodge the cookie. And yes, of course, you're going to get the scatter shot on. You're going to get a bit of damage, but you're not going to kill him. And you're just going to annoy him, if anything. And you might have lost another lane to do that rotation.
Okay. Sits back. Boombill's going to be slightly wary of that battery assault. Of course, mid lane, we saw the Ember getting very, very low. Jabs will take over this mid lane for now. DJ, he's going to make the chase. Boombill does still have Cookie available, and Q is just around the tree line. In fact, he's going to try for a toss attempt into the neutral camps and just takes the bounty. But now Jabs is going to come in on the Phoenix, and they are going to make a chase onto that Tiny.
I think that was a 4-for-0 rune. Just looking at the side as well, I think Motivate.Trust just gained about 1,000 free gold.
Fantastic.
Yeah, and it's quite a heads-up play as well. You see the rotation coming from the supports. They understand Lifestealer, like you said, won't die to Darkseer straight away.
Nah.
So they can afford to use both their supports to secure these top runes. And then how do you have a Gyrocopter running away from a plot?
DJ gets surged up. Another one of those nice little combinations, the Ion Shell and Battery Assault on the Clockwork. It's going to be annoying for Boombill, especially on that Snapfire to deal with. Even if you do have Cookie, it's just so much burst damage. Well, not really burst damage, but just damage over time.
Yeah.
It tends to come pretty darn quick if you're not too careful.
Don't worry, wait for mid-game when it's a Gyrocopter running at you with Rocket Barrage.
That's very, very true.
It's only worse from here.
Q.
But I do think that's their draft style right now. They're pretty much all in on this Gyrocopter. Ember Spirit, obviously, once he gets a few items, I assume he'll go towards a Yule Scepter, that Maelstrom maybe, or maybe a Drums instead. But he won't be going that attack damage build. He will definitely play that team-orientated fight.
Boombill is getting jumped. Battery Assault, not going to be enough yet, but DJ does manage to get it for Forev with the Iron Shell, and now Jackie trying to get through the cogs after Forev. Forev still on the run, doesn't have Surge and will go down. Jackie, of course, will be just fine to get back to the lane, and Pogler, that's another thing I was going to point out. Jackie already has his Midas up.
Yeah, that is a 6-minute Midas, or maybe 6.5. We'll give him the downside of that, but even then, that's really quick. The benefit of Lifestealer in a lane where he's not dying, it's very hard to now kill him. He obviously has Rage, he has Infest. And Infest health pool right now with that extra movement speed you get on creeps, it's a get out of jail free card. That's what most cores use it for in the early game. They don't really use it for that burst damage like we used to see. So I like to see the Midas. I like to know that he needs to scale and he realizes that.
On the other side of the spectrum though, like you look at Raven, he was going straight for the Aghanim Scepter Rush, which is still pretty standard, right? Like, we don't see Jaras that often, but that is the general kind of build-up, and, well, Motivate.Trust, they have smoked up. They're going to run straight into Raven. They're going to jump in. Fearless is there. Raven just melts. I mean, it wasn't even close. Just so much burst damage, but now DJ is going to make his TP rotation in. Hasn't hit level 6 yet. There's just no way to keep up with Fearless.
Yeah, definitely. This is much better from Fearless already. Like, you can tell, I feel like he's more comfortable on this Void Spirit already, knowing when to rotate. He still has only one jump away, and he gets away for it.
Won't bother trying to chase.
Q though.
DJ does get the cogs pushed back. That'll be enough. They'll just pick up the Haste Rune and leave it at that.
Will they though?
No, they won't. Moon with the DD might actually end up going down. Does get the Sleight of Fist off into the Remnant. Boombill getting very, very low to Raven. The Rocket Barrage not going to be enough. He does TP out successfully. And Fnatic are unable to punish at all. In fact, Fearless is running back in. He literally doesn't care.
Yeah, any other rune but a Haste Rune, you wouldn't get away with that play. But obviously, still not great for either team. They have to commit a lot of spells. Ember obviously nearly dies for it, but now we're going to see the problems. Jabs trying to TP. I love this interaction, except he's not even TPing.
No, he's not. He's going to run straight into Q, unfortunately, and the avalanche toss is going to be out. Yeah, you got a bit greedy. You should have just committed the TP, but Q knew he might just stick around.
Yeah, it just shows that Motivate are learning from last game. They realized they were playing, even if it's a different player. This Phoenix was quite greedy. He was looking for farm after where he should have been, and he wasn't really backing early, and Q bets on it and gets another free kill for it.
Things going very well already for Motivate.Trust Gaming. Fnatic, they're going to smoke up. Back into their diet, or rather Radiant jungle, but Jabs is already being jumped. He's gone. Fearless. Setting up another, and Masaros will take the kill on the offlane Quap. And Fnatic with this smoke, they're going to try getting the chains off onto Boombill, but he's just going to make a run for it. It's only level 1 chains, and he's got help. Q is waiting, and we do have an unfortunate pause timing. Rev, just going to disconnect, but you look at the way this is all set out right now. Q and Fearless should be ready to jump back in.
Yeah, this is actually terrible for Fnatic right now. Boombelt jumping back towards his team, obviously not getting the cogs off, was huge. And it just shows the issues with trying to rotate pre-6 on this clockwork against high mobility heroes. Like Fearless, you're never going to kill. Queen of Pain, if you somehow kill, I'll be amazed. Lifestealer, pretty much impossible if he rages. And you're now relying on killing Boombelt, who can cookie out, or Tiny, who was just throwing you to like neutral creeps, he's throwing you up in the air and killing you. It's so hard to play this DJ clockwork right now.
That's a huge set, by the way. Jackie just really putting in the dollary dues and just getting it done.
And Raven just really doesn't want to drop that cash.
Nah, no, he does not. Moon will make the chase. No, he will back off. I mean, that's the smarter decision. You see 3 heroes there. Masaros was just behind the tree line going after the tier 1. It was just way too dangerous for him. That'll be a bot tier 1 tower gone. And Fnatic, they're not in a position to try and get a trade.
Yeah, Fnatic are looking really, really soft right now. They're kind of getting run over in all lanes just by a tiny bit. Like, you can tell Fnatic aren't in trouble quite yet, but they're heading towards that area. And they're losing runes again. That's a 3-to-1 rune, I believe. Yes. That's just more free money for Motivate.
They are finding a lot of those bounties. Fearless again, just look at him. With Boombill back into that Radiant side jungle. Checking for the wards on that cliff. They won't get any. They probably won't bother trying for Moon. I don't believe they'll have enough lockdown for the Ember.
Yeah, definitely not. It works both ways. We were saying Lifestealer, Quap, obviously Fearless, Void Spirit can't die. No one can really die on Fnatic right now, bar the Phoenix. And Phoenix is very clearly the sacrificial lamb where he is farming. It's in the dead lane, bot lane. Where he is playing, he doesn't really care. He's just going to make sure he gets those levels. And he is very close to 6 now.
We go again. The chase on to Boombill. They have been trying to get this guy for so long, and they will finally get it. Jabs.
See you later, nerds.
The one to get the kill with the Sunray. But this is just so much space being created by Motivate.Trust. Like, Jackie has been uncontested. He's sitting at almost 6k net worth.
Yeah, he is quite a chubby boy right now. Obviously, that Midas was very early, but since then, he's still kept that AFK farming up, and there's nothing Forev can really do. We are basically just waiting for this mech plus 1 item on Gyrocopter, and then you start to see the Speed Boy launching in with a Rocket Barrage.
Always a bit of fun.
Until then, though, like, it's Motivate's game to lose right now.
Well, smoke up. They're going to try and make another play occur up at this top lane. Toss is already out onto Forev, who's getting shredded by Jackie. DJ trying to help with the cogs. Actually does pick up Q as a kill, and that's a pretty bad start for the side of Motivate.Trust, but they do get Forev on the Darkseer, and now Jabs also getting jumped on the Phoenix. Will die. Going to be a double coming out from Masaros.
2 for 1, losing your core as well, and you're going to lose the tower for pretty much free. I can't imagine they'll back off from this, even with the Fortify coming through. Yeah, it's a much better game for Motivate so far.
It's looking great. That tier 1 will be chipped away at. They'll try for the mid tier 1. Moon is there on the Ember, trying to get rid of that tier 1 tower in the mid lane and apply some pressure.
Yeah, definitely. This is the problem though. QO highlighted this in the draft. He said they needed to get tower attack. They don't have one.
No, they don't. And Forev, he just gets blown up. The Sonic Wave Boombell is being chased by DJ, but it's just DJ with an Iron Shell, mind you. It's a lot of damage, but Fearless, no, doesn't blow him up quite yet. DJ still trying to chase. They will not be able to kill off Boombell, but maybe with the chains, the Infest is going to be out with the Avalanche from Q, and they finally kill off the Snapfire. Jackie will be just fine to walk his way out. And while that's all happening, of course, the Quap just split pushing the top lane.
Yeah, they're not going to get anything done for that fight. And it wasn't even a good fight for them. They traded Snapfire for Clockwork. Obviously, the Clockwork is the POS 4, but they're basically the same net worth. That's just how sad a game Jabs and DJ are having right now, that they're both so poor.
Standard support game, unfortunately, for them. And Moon in the mid lane just trying to catch up. He's trying to get that first core item on this Ember to actually be able to do something here. And of course, with the drums, he can get a little bit more aggressive. Just needs to get that up first. And by the time he gets that up, Fearless is going to have the Yules up.
Yeah, definitely. This is what I was saying, though, when you had to go one core item, whether it's the Yules, it's the Maelstrom, or the drums. He's gone for the drums, which is the most fight-orientated of the three. The problem's going to be he's not farming, and it shows. He's falling behind 4 players in this game. All 3 of the cores from Motivate, and obviously the Gyrocopter on Raven.
Jackie, be targeted. There's a lot of heroes up from Fnatic. They won't have a lockdown. They just send a homing missile out, and it's onto that tier 1 top tower. That's all they can really claim here. I mean, there's not really anything else on the map that they can actually go for, but their mid tier 1 is being forced in.
Yeah, this is a tier 1 that's probably going to die. They're going to start to rotate, though. I just saw the Phoenix TP. Clockwork is the main man to defend, though. So if he hasn't TP'd, it's pretty much a lost tower.
Going to show himself, trying to get the deny off, but he gets Cookie stunned up with the Avalanche toss out. Moon barely gets out with the Remnant, but it looks like the Quap is making it a bit of a chase, and Moon does have that Shadow Strike following him, so they kind of have a bit of vision of Moon. But no, they're not going to continue the chase. They'll leave him be. Just a bit too far away. Still, they got what they came for. They got the tier 1 mid tower. They lose no bodies for the side of Motivate.Trust. I'd say you're pretty happy if you're the Dire.
Yeah, and it looks to me like it might be another 3-to-1 rotate.
Jabs goes down very, very early.
I was just about to say a 3-to-1 rotate for bounty runes, but they found Jabs for a 4-to-1 basically.
Why not?
Oh, it's not looking like the Fnatic we saw last game, to tell you the truth. They're looking a bit lackluster, a bit lackadaisical, just quite not into it, really.
Oh, we'll find out soon. I mean, Raven's almost at that Aghanim Scepter now. That might be Q to go, but Jackie, he's got to have a Desolator up. I mean, this guy just really hasn't stopped farming at all. Doing a fantastic job, and, well, Fnatic, they're going to try and get into some aggressive positioning, just take over that Dire side jungle. DJ's actually right next to Boombell at the moment, but mid lane, that is going to be Moon gone. And Boombell is going to get jumped on by DJ with the vacuum out, but now the Sonic Wave. Boombell does eventually die, but at what cost? Forev, he's going to go on the Darkseer, and now a hookshot out from DJ is going to be cancelled. The TP will not make it. Q just in a perfect position, and it's another double kill for Massaros.
Yeah, I mean, so far this offlane Queen of Pain is looking more farmed than most mid players. So 16 minutes in, 7.5k net worth. He is absolutely huge. I haven't quite seen what he's building, but it doesn't really matter right now with how farmed Jackie is. His core can just do it all without him, and look at Moon. He can't really play this lane.
Nah. Flame Guard, it's not really going to help. Jackie's just perfectly fine. Make matters worse for Fnatic, there is an Orchid now up on our Queen of Pain from Motivate Gaming, so Massaros going to have a bit more utility and a bit more kill potential on this Quap. It's just going to be a matter of whether Fnatic want to try and defend this bot lane at all, as they really have grouped up quite a few heroes here. They don't look like they're going to respond, Fnatic. They're just sitting back, taking as much farm as they can from their own triangle. They understand they're not really in a position yet to make these aggressive plays, but there's your Ags up on Raven at least. You've got something going.
The problem with Ags I've always found is that alone doesn't really win you fights. Yeah, it's an extra auto attack, what, 1.2, 1.3 seconds area?
Yeah.
But it doesn't really do much when you have no damage. And Gyro doesn't really hit that hard right now. He's probably hitting for about 110, 120 per hit. Until he gets that next item, then it becomes a bit scarier.
Bot lane still being pushed. They'll get it for free. That tier 2 bottom tower, not so valuable, but it's just adding on the gold, and now it's smoke out. They don't want to slow down. The momentum is all the way of Motivate.Trust. They're going to run straight towards the north. They know Fnatic's around their own tier 2 tower. DJ.
Yeah, I mean, this is how you win or lose a game right here, though. If they catch off Moon, if they catch off any core, that'll be huge. And
nice smoke break, and Moon just gets himself out of there.
But right now, they're just throttling the map. You can see where Fnatic are farming, right? They've got 2 on the top lane in that really awkward position, and they're going to die for it.
Yeah, DJ. That'll be the awkward reveal out from Masaros onto that clockwork, and it's a very easy kill to take. Of course, Forev just going to TP straight out. And MG.Trust just back to controlling their own side of the map. Raven just... I mean, he's just doing the best he can right now. He's just got one job to do on this gyrocopter. Let's hit creeps. But surely they've got to contest this Roshan.
How can they, though, with that clockwork? Like, clockwork's their main engagement. I don't even know if they know. With the creeps coming through now, they should realize what's going on. But it's too late. The Roshan's going to fall by the time the rocket hits.
They've got vision. They've got a couple seconds. They are running their way in, but they've got to jump ASAP. There's the Sunray, and it's going to be no good. Jackie, he does have the Aegis. Now the chains are out with the drop from the gyro, and they're going to at least kill off Q. Back Jackie is very, very far forward on the lifestealer at the moment. Fearless is going to jump in and let the infest occur onto himself. Nice little remnant backwards onto Moon.
Well, Cookie the wrong way. I think they wanted to engage and kill Moon there.
They're going to go anyway. They're fearless. They're going to go straight on the Ember. Moon's still okay now. DJ going to hookshot into the backlines onto Boombell. They do get at least one support. Now Jackie kind of being left behind, but there goes Forev. The avalanche toss from Q was way too high. And that'll be it. They get the Aegis, and they cannot afford to go for any more. They just get themselves away from this dire situation.
Nice pun. I like that one.
Thank you very much. Glad you noticed.
Thought you wouldn't let it slip by me. Not happening. But double buyback for the team with Aegis, and they lose the Aegis as well, all for a Forev Darkseer trade. That is huge for Fnatic right now. Like, they need these fights to stay in the game, and I think those kind of fights is how they win. Just really sloppy engagements, not spells being put on properly anyone. You can't really get on the back line. You can't kill Moon quick enough. You saw a Yules to dodge the Sonic Wave. And I think that set up the fight, using those spells to commit to a Yules Scepted Ember Spirit.
Just the catch-up game continuing, but there's a 10k net worth lead now for Motivate.Trust. That's only been climbing.
Well, it was just 8k, but they got another 4 runes.
How many runes have these guys got?
I feel like it's like 14-2 right now. It's ridiculous.
Fearless? He did use both his Astral Steps, but Fnatic aren't going to be in a position to try and capitalize.
And I just noticed, Ember Spirit doesn't have a Yules.
He does not.
Someone Yulesed him.
Oh, that is true.
Oh, they made a mistake in that team fight. That's a bit of a problem. I'm not even sure who used. I must...
That's the panel's problem, mate.
Must have been the Void Spirit, honestly. That's it's a bit of a worry.
Jackie, he's just going to get started on the tier 2 mid tower. I mean, they've got the Desolator up, and now he's got a Halberd. So he's hitting like a truck, and he's feeling confident.
And he might as well, right? He's so strong right now. He obviously doesn't have the Aegis, but he has the Halberd, has some one charges. Even the Bracer helps him out in these kind of situations.
Raven was trying to split push, but a great Yules out from Fearless with the Aether Remnant, but it actually gets taken by Jabs, who can just Icarus dive out. Boombell and Q, they do have the blink up on the Tiny, so they'll go after Forever. Man, he just melts so quick. He does drop the wall, but it's going to be no good. And so does Jabs. Going down to Fearless on the Void Spirit, and in fact, well, Masaros, he's going to see an Ember.
Moon, this is not the fight you want to be taking, mate.
Well, Raven is around to try and help out. Hookshot not going to land from DJ. Great blink timing out from Masaros. And now the rest of his team going to be right behind him. Q looking for that blink. Does get an avalanche into the toss back on Fearless, into the Aether Remnant. Oh, they're styling on them now.
That's sick.
That is beautiful. That'll be the tier 2 mid. It's gone.
You know what, MLB? It might be time to start prepping about thinking, when's Game 3 going to start? What are Fnatic going to come back to win in the series? Because 12k, 22 minutes in, they've obviously got a 10-kill lead, and the momentum is so heavily favoured for Motivate right now. They are rolling in these fights. The only fight they lost was really a mistake on the Void Spirit's Yules.
That is true. I wonder though, like looking at these drafts, if you were going to go into the late game, say 20 minutes from now, who would you favor?
If they make 20 minutes staying at the same level of lead, I feel like Fnatic could pull it back, just because Gyro late game is so scary. But that's the thing, will the lead not just get great?
Oh, Moon. He tried to TP out, he got Yulesed up just at the last split second, but he's going to use his Remnant. He also has the open wounds being placed, and oh, bot lane, at least they do kill off Boombell, but it's not really worth losing your Ember over.
Yeah, a really, really rough trade for them. On the plus side, they didn't have to go, oh my god, what are you doing, Masaros? You madman!
Masaros taking a bit of a note out of the book of Fearless. Hookshot is in from DJ. Jackie on a mega kill. He gets jabs again on the Phoenix, and Jackie just keeps going. Forev, get a nice vacuum off. With the surge, Fearless on the chase, doesn't have the Yules up at the moment, and instead they're just going to settle for DJ and the Clockwork. Another nice, easy kill for the... No, never mind. Forev is going to die. Q. He just knows where everyone is, this Tiny.
Yeah, we're just talking about whether or not the lead gets greater. Well, it just went 4-1 and they lost Boombell. Like the lowest net worth hero by 2k on their team. Like quite a sizable amount. He definitely is playing that POS 5, POS 6 role that I like to laugh about, but Motivate.Trust, they're playing way better this game. Just nice, crisp Dota.
It is crisp. Infest going to be out on Q, which does kind of indicate they might want to go for some more team fight.
Yeah, I mean, they can kill pretty much anyone with this combo. I think he has the Basher as well. Anyone but Gyro, I think, can die to this combo.
Raven, look at the he's queued up the Divine already.
Oh boy, yeah, we're here now.
Aghanim Scepter, BKB, and a Divine Rapier for Raven. I guess that's the way to play this. I mean, you're talking about how behind they are. Divine's one of those ways you can get back into the game, and it has the bonus of giving you that true strike. So suddenly the evasion of the Lifestealer doesn't matter anymore.
It shows desperation, though.
It does.
Like, we can obviously see the net worth, we can obviously see the kills like they can, but it shows that Fnatic feel like they're even further behind than we're realizing. To be able to not have any lifesteal and go straight Rapier is scary. And there's another pick.
It's just too easy. Avalanche toss and the Infest out, and that'll be another kill going out to Q. Poor old Jabs will have to cop it. The rest of Fnatic just taking the free space they have and using it to the best of their advantage. And net worth only keeps climbing the other way. And Motivate.Trust, they're just not slowing down. They're already closing back in. Another bounty rune just being left there for them to take, but Moon is going to be targeted first. The silence does come out. Now the Yules into the Aether Remnant of Fearless, but Sleight of Fist was there. No, it's not going to be enough. They didn't have a Remnant out.
Another Boombell trade.
Another Boombell trade. Moon dies, Boombell dies. It's a great trade for Motivate.Trust.
It also shows what they're doing, though. Boombell doesn't care. He's just playing these dead lanes like I talk about so often. And he's just finding farm where he can. His death's probably like 150 gold per death. He just does not care. It's less than one wave if he actually gets caught. And they're finding picks without him anyway, so it's completely fine. He's just going to farm up an item. He might have a mech. He might have a 4-star, something like that for a fight, and that could win it for them.
He's basically the Jabs of game 1.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Except with more farm, surprisingly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not by much, though.
No, not by much. Raven just... He's at 2.5k gold now. Like, you're getting closer and closer to at least being able to... Oh, Avalanche Q!
He won't die for this, but...
Open wounds. Out from Jackie, but the surge is just going to last way too long.
I say that, but they're going to come in with Fearless.
They're going to go after Forev instead. So they'll ignore the Gyrocopter. They'll go for the easier kill. And it should be a very, very easy kill now that he's trapped in the tree line.
Another heads-up play from Q and Fearless. And Jackie... Did he even help there? No, he did not. Masaros just soloed him.
Yeah. Masaros taking a very, very easy kill for himself on the Quap. He's actually just working towards an AC now. Like, that's just how far ahead they are. This offlane Quap doesn't feel the need for anything else. He has the Orchid. He has the BKB.
Yeah, I was half expecting to see the Greaves, the Yules, the Ags style build for the offlane. But he's just like, nah, I'm a core. I can play damage. I don't really care. We're so far ahead right now. There is a almost 6k net worth lead between Lifestealer and the carry Raven on this Gyrocopter.
Speaking of Raven, I don't know how much longer he needs to have that Divine. And even when he does have the Divine up, do you think that's enough? Like, obviously the added damage is really nice. In fact, we'll hold that thought because Q is looking for another toss attempt.
The problem we're going to find with his Rapier, he has no lifesteal, right? So even if he's wailing this damage out, as long as Jackie's on top of him, just keep him hitting with the Feast. I think he actually wins that fight because the Abyssal, because the Halberd. He can put it on him pre-BKB. And I think Jackie still wins that man mode before the Satanic. Or at least before the Bolted Mask comes in.
Roshan going to be going down here to Motivate.Trust. This is the second Roshan of the game.
The cheesy.
Nice little cheese. There is a smoke out from Fnatic, but unfortunately they are across the map. That'll mean a free Roshan going out to this Dire side. Of course, Fnatic, they haven't actually backed off. Even with this Aegis going to the way of the Dire, they decide they're just going to take over this Dire side triangle. And, alright, well, he has the Demon Edge up on the Gyrocopter, just going straight into the Sacred Relic next. And you pointed out there's a Morbid Mask as well.
His Qs look so sad. He's just queued up a Rapier, then a Morbid Mask. Not even the Satanic. He's like, man, I just need some cheap lifesteal. This game's so bad.
It's a tough one. Jackie, he's going to go onto the high ground now.
Jabs has got to be careful. He's got an Abyssal.
Yeah, they jump him. Jabs just can't get an egg off in time.
He has buyout, but you basically use a buyout for a 30-second cooldown Abyssal. Or what is it, 35? I think it's 35. But either way, like, you're using it for a cooldown of an item, no big ultimates used, no big spells used, and Jackie's just going to keep wailing on your racks.
He is. They're going to jump in. Moon? Avalanche toss. Q again setting up on Moon, but now the hook shot in from DJ. He lands on 2 with the Cogs pushback. G-Trust on the way out. That'll be it. They don't want to go any further, it seems. Just happy with the tier 3 tower for now.
Yeah, they did repel them, so that is something. Like a decent fight all in all. But the problem is, yeah, you repelled them. You forced a buyback. You did die as well. You got nothing out of it. You got 1 BKB charge out of Masaros. That's it.
They are really giving
Oh, not
away.
The Abyssal again.
Oh, there is the Abyssal. Moon, no bounty rune for you, sir. Off you go. And it's just the story of this game. I mean, you've brought it up 3. I mean, we need a count on these bounties. They have gotten so much gold from these bounty runes, the side of the Dire.
Yeah, I mean, this is exclusively why people hire Pimknuckle, right? For that bounty rune counter.
Yeah, he is good. Raven gonna be forced to BKB and just run his way out of there. It's not exactly how he wants to commit these BKB charges, but you've got no choice, especially when you're getting this close to picking up the full Divine. You just can't afford to die as this Gyro.
Yeah, I mean, even if he dies now, I feel like the game's not being saved. It's so hard for them to play from here. And Jackie, like you can see, he's got the MKB all but ready. He will most likely have to wait for Aegis to pop before he actually switches it out. I don't know if he wants to sell anything to sell. Here's another Rax. Here we go.
It's free. Nobody's defending.
Oh, I was gonna go. It's free. But I feel like no one but Australia and New Zealand people will understand that ad campaign that ran for God knows how long.
That'll be his second Rax going down now. Raven just trying to get the Divine to be able to take one last team fight, but they're gonna lose all lanes of Rax if they don't hurry up.
Sell it all, man. Sell the treads. Sell the Wraith Bands. Get into this fight. You need to, because, like you said, this is Megas.
You don't need boots if you're in your base anyway. I mean, there it is. He does pick it up. Now the BKB going to be forced out from the Quap.
It's still Megas though.
Yeah, they're going to find the Megas. There it is, and they're just backing off. They don't want the fight.
Oh boy. I feel like this is either going to end in the next 3 minutes, or it's going to take 30 minutes for them to push past Raven.
Either way.
Oh boy, that build looks so sad. He has 3 items.
He's doing the best he can in these circumstances.
He does have a Paladin Sword though, so he has that free lifesteal, which when he eventually gets Satanic will be incredibly hard to deal with.
That is very, very true. That's one thing to look forward to here for Raven.
That's about it. That's about all he has to look forward to. Oh, it's just one of those games where you look at your team, you're like, oh man, everyone's so poor.
As long as they can hold the base, as long as that Ancient's alive, nothing's, this game is not over, and they're going to smoke up now.
Yeah, we have seen worse, but they are getting...
It's the smoke, jumps straight in with the invest bomb. Raven's gone, the Divine's on the deck. This game is all but over. There's 2 gone, they've called the GG, they have had enough.
I mean, you lose the Rapier, it's about to be, it's a 45k net worth gap. So that's just icing on the cake, those extra kills they got. But Motivate, they came with new levels of motivation. They tried